Are you currently struggling with managing your opportunities pipeline in your Wealthbox CRM and maybe want some best practices tips on what other firms are doing and how you can best effectively start managing it while also getting some valuable data out of your CRM? Well, if you said yes to any of those things, please watch this video because we're going to show you a lot of different customizations that you can build in your Wealthbox CRM and some best practices tips on how you can start getting some real valuable data out of your CRM. Hey, it's Matthew. If you're looking to build workflows that actually work and help your firm scale and grow, please feel free to grab your copy of Mastering Strategies to Avoid the RA Disaster. The link will be in the description below. And if you're serious about building workflows, processes, and automations for your firm, let's connect. Schedule an intro call with us using the link in our description below, and we'd be more than happy to get to know you and your firm. All right, now back to the video. So right now we are in our opportunities pipeline in Wealthbox, and the way to navigate here is by clicking on the left-hand side under opportunities, and then you'll be brought to this page here. So the way that we set it up and the way that we see a lot of firms have a lot of success with building out their opportunities is by tracking the different types of prospecting meetings that they will have and build those out each as a stage in their opportunity pipeline. So I'll show you here. We have our first intro meeting, we have our second meeting, which is our discovery, and then finally we have a planned presentation. Now, if your firm has 5 meetings, if you only have 1 meeting for a prospect, by all means, make sure that that aligns with how you are starting to track your prospects in your pipeline. So now what I'm going to show you is a real life example of an opportunity that we are tracking in our pipeline. So on the right hand side here, I'm going to go ahead and click on edit under options, and I'll show you a couple of the customizations that we've built. And again, these are best practices tips that we've seen a lot of firms have success with. So first off, we have our pretty standardized which pipeline does this fall under. Now your firm may only need one pipeline, really depending on what the prospecting process looks like for, let's say, the different types of prospects that land in your pipeline. So what I mean by that is that if you know that you have the same 3 meetings across all of the prospecting opportunities that you have, then you're going to want to just have one singular pipeline. Even though one may be AUM client, one may be financial planning only, if you're still having the same types of meetings, you should keep track of them in that same pipeline. Next, we have the stages here, and just like we said, you're going to want to customize these so that they actually match which types of meetings you're having with a prospect. If we scroll down here, we have the expected AUM. You can always change this if it's a fee, if you're doing commission. But again, very important to start tracking within your opportunities is the expected amount that is going to be transferring over, or the expected amount that you'll be closing in a fee for this specific opportunity. Next, we have our target close date. Now, this is very important, and essentially what you're going to want to do is if you have your first meeting on, let's say, April 2nd, and you know it takes about a month to close a new prospect, then your target close date is going to be, let's say, May 2nd. So you want to give it at least a month. Now, if you have a closer time frame and you know you close prospects within 15 days or maybe even a shorter time in a week, then you're going to want to match that to your target close date. And then next here, a couple of different customizations that we like to see are, did this prospect or when did this prospect not decide to move forward? So if we're now talking about a opportunity that says, hey, look, I'm not interested in your services for whatever reasons, you're going to want to track at which meeting did they not move forward during. And then finally, why did they not move forward? This is a very important question to start tracking. And to build this, you just have to build a customization, and we'll show you that in the next slide here. But again, the idea is you're going to want to track, let's say, they weren't interested in financial planning services. Maybe they were only looking for an asset manager. Maybe the investment philosophy of your firm didn't match what they expected. Those are all great reasons to track, and those are all great things to put in this specific text field here to know in the future Maybe we are marketing to the wrong people. Maybe we're not being clear enough as to what we do to the public via our website or maybe our marketing campaigns. So if I'm going to close out this opportunity, and let's say they just didn't move past this introductory meeting, I'm going to go ahead and mark it as introductory meeting is a meeting they didn't move forward in. Let's say the reason was the investment philosophy did not align. And then finally, I'm going to go back up here to the top, and under stage, I'll go ahead and push them as a lost. So now if I save that opportunity, all this information has been updated. So we'll show you the customizations next, and then we're also going to show you how to build out report after that. So the way to customize this data is by going on the top right and clicking on the three dots, then settings. And then once we click on settings, you're going to be given the option to click on customizations. And then once customizations loads up here, we're going to go under custom fields. So we'll click on custom fields. And once this loads up, we'll show you exactly where you can actually start tracking the different opportunity fields. So in our example, if we wanted to create those two custom fields, we'll go ahead and click the green button on the top. And I'm going to want to make sure that this field is for opportunities. And I want it to be a text field where we can just type in anything that we need to. And I'll put did not move forward during. And then I'll save that custom field just so that it pops up on every opportunity that we upload into our CRM. So that's how you actually start creating these custom fields. And before you actually just start going off and creating a bunch of random or maybe just miscellaneous custom fields for your opportunities, the question you want to ask yourself is, do I actually need this information to track valuable data? So now that we showed you how to actually update your opportunities, I'm going to show you how you can build out your reports. So if I click on reports, and then I will go to this specific report that we have built out, what we can see here, once it loads up, is how many of these opportunities did not move forward and when did they not move forward in. So to give you that example, we refresh the data here, and once this populates, we're going to show you now, hey, we have a opportunity that didn't move forward in the month of May during the introductory meeting. Now we can see in June we didn't have one move forward during these introductory meetings. When you start to get your opportunities and you start to track them like this, you'll actually see multiple different layers stacked on top of each other. So we'll show you the actual criteria that we are searching for with those customizations that we had built out. So on the top, I clicked on options and then edit. So here's what the report template looks like. So we have the opportunity as the report object, the report name. Again, name this to however it makes sense to you and your firm. And then finally, I just wanted to track this one singular pipeline. So the financial advisor prospects pipeline. And then I'm also just wanting to see the stage. Now the stage is the lost stage, and I went ahead and pulled over some selected fields here. So if you want to do that as well, pause the video and you can start pushing over some of these customizations. And then finally, I'm grouping these fields by two different criteria. So the first one is by this did not move forward during phase, and the target close as being the month. So again, that's the reason why that target close date is so valuable, because you want to actually make sure that when you're closing out the opportunity, it aligns with when the last time you either met with or the last time you heard from that prospect. So again, going back here to the actual report, what we can see now, once it loads up, is this graph. And specifically in this graph, what we did is we made sure that the x-axis is the target close date by month, and the y-axis is the number of opportunities that were closed, or the target close date was in that month, and they're stacked by this custom field that we built. They did not move forward during, let's say, your intro meeting or maybe your discovery meeting. So That's the way that we see a lot of firms have success with tracking their opportunities. So give it a try. Let us know what you think. If you found this video extremely helpful, or maybe you're also looking for some other ways you can optimize your CRM, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel and give this video a like. We produce a lot of content like this just for advisors just like yourself who use Wealthbox CRM.